Well, it's out. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is out in theatres, and finally, Adam Warlock has made his live-action debut in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 yet, I will be mentioning spoilers about Adam Warlock, so you have been warned. So give me a like, subscribe, and let's get on with why I really liked Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, I will say, he isn't in the movie that much, and yes, he's not the fully developed Adam Warlock from the legendary Thanos storylines from the comics, until that scene at the end, which was one of my favourite moments of the entire film. Sadly though, most YouTubers aren't cool or awesome enough to realise how comic accurate Adam Warlock actually is in this film.
And then there's me.
Adam Warlock is comic book accurate because what most critics don't know is that when Adam Warlock first appeared, he was childlike. He tried to kidnap Lady Sif from Thor, and she even says that he is like an infant child. The way Adam Warlock acts and speaks in this film is exactly what he's like in his first full appearance in Thor issue 165. He wasn't even called Adam Warlock, he was called him. It wasn't until 1972 when they brought him back in his own comic series, when he was given the Soul Gem and named Adam Warlock. And at that time, they tried to make him very biblical, and they even based his original story on Jesus Christ Superstar. Remember that biblical tie-in? And then, in 1974, is when Jim Starlin came in as the writer and changed him forever, introducing the Magus and the Thanos storylines. It took Marvel years to turn Warlock into the character everyone wants to see in the MCU, and that's the version everyone thinks of, but that shows that James Gunn did his homework on the original Adam Warlock storylines big time. So yes, Adam Warlock is played for jokes, but what they did do was a twisted version of what I call the Boromir technique. Like Boromir in Lord of the Rings, he started off bad, and then he had a big heroic moment at the end and redeemed himself, and it just hits harder when they do something heroic. And even George R.R. Martin talks about Boromir being a massive inspiration for Game of Thrones because of that. They did the same thing with Warlock, only James Gunn made him a bit stupid and not heroic. Until the end. That scene, in my opinion, is one of the most important moments for the MCU going forward. The entire time I was watching Peter slowly die in space at the end, I sat there the entire time, Warlock, open goal James Gunn, big hero moment, come on. And when the camera pans away and you see the golden hand, I sat there and raised my fist like, yes! They recreated the famous Michelangelo painting with God, and it turns out that that painting is called The Creation of Adam. The epic music that plays, the time they take to emphasise this scene, that moment is the arrival of the true, real Adam Warlock to the MCU. And having him save the big star of the movie, general audience goers will love him for that. It even brings in the biblical side of Adam Warlock. The High Evolutionary says, "There is no God, that's why I stepped in." And then at the end of the movie, they call Adam Warlock a god. They gave Adam Warlock the big hero moment at the end of the movie. Recently, in the MCU, the heroes have been overpowered by all these all-powerful villains. We have all the evil Kangs and these planet-sized celestials. The villains have been getting more powerful and more menacing. And then that moment, when Warlock saves Star-Lord, is the moment the all-powerful protector of life in the universe is finally here. We have someone on the side of good. And when all these Kangs arrive, and that they think they're all-powerful and can't be stopped, they're going to be met by a fully matured Adam Warlock who's going to give them hell. I want to see him fly in and punch a Celestial in the face. Make it happen, Disney. Do it, please. Thank you.